ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಪರೀಕ್ಷಾ ಪ್ರಾಧಿಕಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಪದವಿ ಪೂರ್ವ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲಾಖೆ ದ್ವಿತೀಯ PUC ಮತ್ತು CET ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಪರೀಕ್ಷಾ ಸಿದ್ಧತೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ನೀಡಿದಂತಹ ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮವಾದಂತಹ ಕೊಡುಗೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. Now, dear students, let's look at the poem, The Travel Bureau. This is one of the sonnets by Ruth Comfort Mitchell. When you look at the title, just try to understand what's a bureau. Bureau is an organization that arranges tours and gives information about tourist spots. Let's look at the form of the poem. It's a sonnet. It's a poem of 14 lines. Sonnet is a popular poetic form in English. There are two principal forms of this sonnet. The Italian, or it is a Petrarchan form, and English, or popularly called as Shakespearean form. The main difference lies in the thought structure of the two forms. So this poem, as I told you, is a Petrarchan sonnet by Ruth Comfort Mitchell. Born in San Francisco, she published her first poem when she was 14 years old. Now let's look at this poem in detail. Now look at this, Italian or Petrarchan form, and English or Shakespearean form. Then this poem is a Petrarchan sonnet by Ruth Comfort Mitchell. Now look at this. There are two parts. The first part is called as octave, first 8 lines. Then the second part is sestet, like 6 lines. By contrast, the Shakespearean sonnet has 3 quatrains, each containing 4 lines, in which the thought takes a new turn and moves towards a definite conclusion clinched off by the couplet. Now look at this. The poet has used a tool of contrast. The public image of the woman against her private life. We find a contrast between the professional life of the woman with her personal life. I draw your attention, dear students, to a small poem having the title called Clowns. A child observes clowns and asks the mother, where do clowns go? What do clowns eat? Where do clowns sleep? This is the question asked by the child because impressed, attracted by the clown. But the next question is very strange. What do clowns do when just nobody loves anymore, mommy? Now this is the theme of the poem. Let's look at one more slide here. Now look at this contrast or the images in the poem. As I told you, it is the 2 parts. Look at the first part, proud journeying, that is in the octave part, proud journeyings, and exactly it's a contrast with the colorless retreat. The professional life of the woman and the personal life of the woman. Words take wing and brave the sleet. Bright brass rail and a grey meek hat. High-colored word and timid eye. Even one more thing we can contrast, the minstrel of the great out trail and dully grey street. Now these are the contrast and the images which are presented in the poem. Dear students, try to understand these things so that you will have a comprehensive idea of all the things which are mentioned in the poem. Now let's come to the theme of the poem. What exactly the poet wants to tell us? She says, one's real life is often the life one does not lead. That is the theme. Or in other words, the professional life of everyone is essentially different from the private life. Now let us look at the octave part. Here you are going to see a picture. Now look at the office of the travel bureau. I told you, there are many bureaus, employment bureaus, travel bureaus, in which here is a bureau, you get information about the tours. Everything is given here. Now when you look at that particular picture, even with your text on page number 78, there's a lady sitting and she has got a particularly a chamber-like thing and a brass bright rail is there and she is sitting there planning something. So when you observe on page number 78, when you observe the two pictures presented in that particular poem, you will have the background, exactly what do the two pictures tell you. So here in this particular picture, you see an office with every facility. Of course, there are modern symbols there. The brass bright rail is also there. And a lady comes, this particular lady who is working in the travel bureau, comes and sits. What is her duty? When you look at the first line, all day she sits behind a bright brass rail. This woman is coming and sitting behind a bright brass rail. Then, what's her duty? Suppose I go to college. What's my duty? I can't just take rest. I should go to the class, tell the students, I must work. And what this woman does, she plans proud journeys. She describes everything with her clear detail. Let me use, her description is, it is as clear as crystal. Try to use the words like this. It is very clear, as crystal clear. She is going to describe the many places. For example, she sings of Taj Mahal. Look at this. Look at this Taj Mahal now. It's one of the Indian tourist spots. She sings of Taj Mahal. Why I have used this picture? Try to remember this. Name any one of the Indian tourist spot centers mentioned in the poem, then you had to, you know Taj Mahal, of course. Then look at this Taj Mahal. She sings of Taj Mahal. And again, there's one more thing. Not only Taj Mahal, she goes for Kashmir's whale. Now look at that particular word whale. That whale is a poetical word for valley. And she spans wide spaces with her clear detail. Her detailed description would bring the places vividly before the eyes of the listeners. So when you look into your text, when she is singing of Taj Mahal, the listener gets the idea of Taj Mahal in spring. That's a picture which will give you the maximum things told. And if we go for not only Indian, she is very intelligent, she knows. She also sings of many other foreign tourist centers. For example, now look at this beautiful city. This is Sevilla. This is Sevilla. It's a tourist spot in Spain. It is very rich for its agricultural produce. This is Sevilla. Then, when we go to something else, now look at this. Another city is before you. It is Fizzol. I have deliberately used the word called spring season because a question can be asked in the examination, which is the best season to visit Sevilla or Fizol. So try to remember that particular thing, that spring season is there. It may be a question, for example, when you turn to your model question paper, page number 127, when you observe question number 8, which is the best season to visit Sevilla or Fizol? Spring. I had to write the spring season. That's why I have used the spring season. See, I have used some line. Try to write these things in the examination. It is as though her words take wings and can fly beyond your horizon to any part of the globe that she wishes. Let's look at one more picture. Before that, I told you, spanning wide spaces, almost perhaps the lady must be going like this. She almost spans everything like, though the whole globe is in her hand. She's planning everything. Now let's look at one more picture. Now look at a beautiful picture now. Fjords. I have used June, the best month to visit fjords. This is a long strip of sea between steep hills, found especially in Norway. Look at the beautiful picture, there's the sea there. We can remember these things. Which is the best season to visit Sevilla? Now here they can ask you, which is the best month to visit fjords? The best month to visit fjords is June. Try to remember these things so that while answering one-mark questions, you will come to know the things. Then, one more picture I would like to show you, one more picture. Now look at this. She is the minstrel of the great out trail. Now what is this minstrel? The singer, magician. What's this out trail? Look at this out trail, which is a tour. She sings of many things. She's intelligent. Look at her life. Colorful, bright, planning proud journeys, singing almost, bringing all these pictures before the mind of the listeners. Very shrewd. And she uses high-colored words only to emphasize the things, and she forces the travelers to go to a particular place. So, let me call a minstrel of the great out trail. Here is a metaphor, one of the figures of speech. So, when we look at these 8 lines, the octave part, we get the colorful picture of her professional life. It's colorful, it's attractive, and she can impart many things. She's lively there. She has got an office and other facilities. But the sestet part takes a sudden turn now. Let me go to that particular slide now. Now look at this sestet part. Sestet part is the last part now, 6 lines. I have used the clock there. Why I have used this clock? Time is 5:30. When you turn to page number 78, the first line, at 5:30, she puts her maps away. That's a line. That's why I have shown the clock here, 5:30. She puts her maps away. This is almost ending up her public image. I have used one more picture of a hat here, some meek hat. Of course, you may find holes. She puts on this particular hat to protect herself from the sleet. But here, the hat consists of holes. No doubt, it is just given you to understand the picture, that's all. What kind of hat? It's a meek hat, and basically it is to visualize the picture I have given you that particular hat. So this estate part almost begins with the meek hat. Now starts her personal life. Okay, then let me go for the next line on. Now look at this. The same woman is going now. She has left her office, going home now, braves the sleet. Look at this. Braves the sleet. Used as verb. The word brave is used as verb here. What I feel is, in this particular thing, she comes to reality. She comes to terms in reality, exactly. Braving the sleet, keeping a timid eye, dully grey street and other things. She withdraws into the quiet grey house. Dear students, you get a particular phrase like sequestered, colorless retreat. That is the place where she was born and where she was going to live. So when you look at the bright brass rail and the colorless sequestered retreat, it's a direct contrast. Though she is a minstrel of the great out trail, yet keeping a timid eye, was very careful. Why those words are used? Dully, grey. It is not colorful. It's colorless. She is very cautious. She is very cautious. That is her life. Now she withdraws. As told you, the quite grey house. Look at this particular grey house. Sequestered, colorless retreat. This is all about the poem. So by observing these pictures, the professional life of the woman is colorful, but the personal life of the woman is colorless. This is the grey house. Now, dear students, let's look at 1 mark questions. How questions will appear in the examination. Where does the lady sit? In the travel bureau. All day in the travel bureau. Don't write travel bureau here. Of course, where does the lady sit in the travel bureau? Try to understand the question. The travel bureau. It's an answer. Behind a bright brass rail is the answer. Now when you look at the second question, what does the lady plan? Sitting behind a bright brass rail. She plans proud journeyings. See, I have set these questions. Suppose if you want to answer the first question like this, the lady sits behind a bright brass rail, the travel bureau, and she plans proud journeyings. Then just look at all these questions and remove the questions and you will get a paragraph answer. Very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful paragraph answer. Okay, let's look at the third question now. Now look at this particular question. How does the lady bring far places near in the travel bureau? The lady brings far places near with her colorful words, with her clear description. Even if the student writes the second answer, with her clear description, you will get the mark. But remember one thing, she brings far places near. Even in this particular question, my dear students, you will get one more thing as you are going to solve word pair, far and near is also there. And one more question, name one of the foreign tourist places. Remember this. Students, just be alert. I have asked you the question, name one of the foreign tourist place, not Indian. You remember that particular Taj Mahal, so you just write Taj Mahal. It goes wrong. So don't do that. Try to understand the question. Name one of the foreign tourist place mentioned in the poem. Either you can write Sevilla or Fizol. But here, what I have noticed during the evaluation process, students writing Taj Mahal. It is not foreign, it is Indian. So that the question asked. Now look at this, one more question. Which is the best season to visit Sevilla or Fizul? As I told you, when we displayed some of the clips. Exactly the best season to visit Sevilla is spring, and which is the best month to visit fjords, according to this woman in the travel bureau. June. Try to remember, June is the best month, spring is the best season. Spring, then June, month and season. So that while answering one-mark questions, you don't find any difficulty. That is my idea. Then go for one more slide. And I'll look at these questions now. The woman in the travel bureau keeps her maps away at. Now you have to fill in the blanks now. Exactly you have to take what is there in your text, rather in your poem. The woman in the travel bureau keeps her maps away at 5:30. And then starts her personal life, So then look at the next question. We have got other questions also, which will be on the website, don't worry. Here, some of the interesting questions are discussed here. Where will the lady, the travel bureau, always stay? The sequestered, colorless retreat. That is the answer. Then, how it can be asked for 4-mark questions, or the same question can be asked for 6-mark questions. Discuss how the life behind a bright brass rail is quite different from the life after the day's work for the woman in the travel bureau. Or you may get a question like this. How does the poet use Petrarchan sonnet form to present two different images of the lady? That can be also their question. How does the speaker contrast her professional life and her personal life? Any question can be asked. And for this, what I have done for in 1-mark questions, when you remove the question and when you answer the questions in a complete one grammatical sentence, you will get a paragraph. No problem at all, don't worry. Now let us look at the paragraph answer now. The Travel Bureau is a Petrarchan sonnet by Ruth Comfort Mitchell. This sonnet has 2 parts. Remember, try to be very simple. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's very simple. This sonnet has 2 parts. The first one is octave, 8 lines. The second one is sestet. Then, Ruth Comfort Mitchell has employed the tool of contrast here. Very effectively it is used to contrast the public image of a woman against the private self. Then, one more. In this particular poem, the speaker presents the 2 different images of the lady, and she proves that one's real life is often the life one does not lead, as stated by Oscar Wilde. This is the theme. This is where you have to write so that you'll get accurate marks. So one's real life is often the life that one does not lead. And so far we have discussed these things. And now look at this. She sits behind a bright brass rail and plans proud journeys. She relates in high-colored words the places like Taj Mahal, Kashmir's Vale, and the Spanish, Italian tourist centers like Sevilla, Fizul, respectively. See, I have brought all the things. Taj Mahal is there, Kashmir Vale is there, Sevilla, Fizul, and even you can add fjords also. Try to add these things. Then, she is the minstrel of the great out trail. This is how you have to write for the first 8 lines. Then when you come to sestet part now, when you come to sestet part, even you can go for a paragraph or you can continue your answer, don't worry. In the sestet part, she seems to have the defeatist strain. The phrases like meek hat, timidai, they mark the absence of confidence. That is very important. Then, she withdraws into quiet, grey house. Like this, the sestet reaches a crescendo to show and conclude the colorless life of the same woman. This is how we have to write the answer. Suppose, if you don't remember these things, try to be precise. I will tell you one more answer, very easy answer. The students who have got a poor background of English. There was a lady, she was working in a bureau. She planned proud journeys. She sings of Taj Mahal. She sings of Kashmir Vale. And she also describes the places like Sevilla, Fizul, and Fjords. She is very intelligent. And she is the minstrel of the great out trail. And her words take wing. That's very important. Then, coming to the sestet part, what we notice here is, she goes home, it's 5:30, keeping a timid eye, pins onto a grey dress and a meek hat, going very cautiously and almost living in a place where she was born and where she would always stay, that is colorless, sequestered or retreat. That's how we can write. ಈ ಪದ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕವಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಹಿಳೆಯ ಎರಡು ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ನಾವು ವೃತ್ತಿ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಬದುಕು ಇರೋಲ್ಲ. ವೃತ್ತಿ ಜೀವನನ ಬೇರೆ, ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಬದುಕೇ ಬೇರೆ. ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ ನನ್ನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಎದ್ದು ನಿಲ್ತಾರೆ, ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನನ್ನ ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಬದುಕು. ನಾನು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಇದಾಗಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಎದ್ದು ನಿಂದಿರಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನನಗೆ ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ವೃತ್ತಿ ಬದುಕೇ ಬೇರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಲೈಫೇ ಬೇರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಆ ಜೀವನದ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಆ ಮಹಿಳೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ಲು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ಲು, ಯಾವ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ಲು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಆ ಮಹಿಳೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆಗೆ ಅವಳ ನಿಜ ಜೀವನ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಸಹಿತ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಬದುಕು ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸನ್ನಿವೇಶವನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಬದುಕು ಬೇರೆ. ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಆ ಮಗು ಸರ್ಕಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದಂಥ ಜೋಕರ್ನ ಕಂಡು ಭಾರಿ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಮಗುವಿಗೆ ಕೇಳುತ್ತೆ, ಅಮ್ಮ ಇವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಮ್ಮ ಇವ್ರು ಏನು ತಿಂತಾರೆ, ಅಮ್ಮ ಇವ್ರು ಹೇಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಮ್ಮ ಇವ್ರು ಯಾರು ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ನೋಡದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಇವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಗಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ನೋಡದೇ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇವ್ರೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಅಳ್ಬೋದು, ನನ್ನ ಜೀವನ ಹೀಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇದು ಪದ್ಯದ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ನಾವು ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗ್ರಾಮರ್ ಐಟಮ್ ನಾವು. Now look at this. This is one more question, grammatical question. The question number 45 and 46 in your question paper. This is collocations. Collocations are words that go together. There are no specific rules for this, but it is a way the native speakers use them. Let's look at some of the important collocations. Before that, let me tell you something. Even in our mother tongue, we use beautiful collocations, but they are not at all accepted now. ಈಗ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬ ಬ್ರೋಕರ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದೆ. ಅವನು ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿರುವಂಥ ಬ್ರೋಕರ್ ಇದ್ದ. ಒಂದು ಮದುವೆಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ, ನೀವು ಕಳೆದ ಸಾರಿ ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಗಂಡ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದೆ. ಆ ಬ್ರೋಕರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನು ನನಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಗಂಡ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಭಯಂಕರ ಅನ್ಯೋನ್ಯವಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು. ಭಾಳ ಅನ್ಯೋನ್ಯವಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಭಯಂಕರ ಅನ್ಯೋನ್ಯವಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಗಂಡ ಹೆಂಡತಿನ ಕಂಡ್ರೆ ಎದುರು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಗಂಡನ ಕಂಡ್ರೆ ಎದುರು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಭಯಂಕರ ಅನ್ಯೋನ್ಯ. ಭಯಂಕರ ಪ್ರೀತಿಗೆ ಭಯಂಕರ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಶಬ್ದ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಕೊಲೊಕೇಶನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಭಯಂಕರ ತಡ ಆಯ್ತು, ಭಾಳ ತಡ ಆಯ್ತು, ಈ ಥರ ಹೇಳೋದೇ ಭಾಳ ಭಯಂಕರ. ಕಳ್ಳರು ಹೇಗಿದ್ರು, ಭಾಳ ಎತ್ತರಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಭಯಂಕರ ಇದ್ದರು, ಈ ಥರ ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸನ್ನಿವೇಶ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಕೊಲೊಕೇಶನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹಿತ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಾವು ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅವು ಒಂದು ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟವಾದಂಥ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಕೋತಾ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಲೊಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು. Now look at this. Tell a story, say a story. Students, remember one thing. You have to select one and you have to answer the question. Don't write both the things. Normally, what the students do, they write both the things. They write in the first answer is tell a story on one page, and they write almost turning pages. Again, the same question number is put and they write say a story. And they are quite confident that they will get marked. No, it is not the procedure in the evaluation. What you write in the first thing, we will take it as an answer. Remember these things. Otherwise, you are going to lose marks. Don't write both the things. Okay? Tell a story or say a story. Let's tell a story. Sometimes these collocations will be taken from the text. Now, when you look at the first one now, tell a story and say a story, we get it from Unni Katha. That is on page number 99, the first sentence. Mutashi, Unni, Mutashi cried. Tell me a story. The same thing. So while dealing with the text, you should go and mark on all these things so that it will be very easy to answer. Now look at the second one now. Beautiful girl or beautiful boy. Naturally, we use beautiful girl. I think boys will write it right, agreeing with the statement. Now look at this, pose a danger and pose a burden. Now this pose a danger, it is in the text. While dealing with Baba Amte on page number 68, the first paragraph, the last one you get to pose a danger, not a pose a burden. Then implement the policy and implement the solution. We implement the policy. We just come for a solution, but we just implement the policy. And then we go for powerful coffee and strong coffee, great detail and big detail. Look at this word, seriously ill, terribly ill, commit a mistake and cause a mistake, juicy novel and delicious novel, big ocean, vast ocean. Look at this big ocean. Dodda sagara annodilla, vishala sagara anta ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ. Watch a movie, see a movie. Raise a family, lift a family. Now look at this. A lengthy car, a lengthy meeting, well done task, well done work, thick wall and stout wall, orthodox family, conventional family, like this. Now when you look at the answers now, as I told you earlier, these are the answers for the questions now. Look at this, vast ocean, don't write big ocean. ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ, ವಿಶಾಲ ಸಾಗರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬಿಗ್ ಓಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ವಾಚ್ ಅ ಮೂವಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೈಸ್ ಅ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ. Now, the last question in question number 47, word pairs are given. There are two columns, column A and column B, and you have to go for match the words from column A with those in column B. Now look at this, for example. I will tell you of this example. When this question was asked in the examination, short. Naturally, the students select long. No. ನೀವು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ನೀವು ಮಾತನಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಿ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಭಾಳ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಿ. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಬರೀಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಸ್ಲೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ವರ್ಡ್ ಪೇರ್. Okay, the correct answer is short and sweet, slow and steady. Now look at this, first and foremost, pain and pleasure, ups and downs, now and then. Now look at this, very peculiar now and then. When it is given with or, now or never. This is how it was asked earlier. Watch and word, for example, nook and corner, here and there, heart and soul, bread and butter, hide and seek. These things you can learn. For example, when you observe cricket, you say day and night match. Okay, these are things are used. Now look at this, hook or crook, hue and cry, on and off, law and order, day and night. All these things are used. Here also, students, look at a point. Don't go for permutation combination. Don't write all the four things. Select one. Okay. So, lastly, I would like to say, don't look at English with contempt. I'm sure you will make an attempt. We come to know you are a talent. So I wish you all the best. Thank you.